Yo, what up everybody, it's your boy Desolation, aka Trent, and this is your girl Yvonne. You're gonna see a lot of Yvonne. You've seen her in some of the VODs that I've done. This is, again, I made a little YouTube short about who she is and who her sisters are. So this shouldn't be new to you, but I thought I'd formally introduce her on the channel. This is Yvonne Nirza, or Yvonne Nirza Dead. She's an OCI adopted, so now she belongs to me, and yeah, she's gonna be helping me do YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I know it's weird. I'm a guy, it's a girl. Sex appeal. That's all that needs. That's all that matters. Sex appeal. Anyway, yeah, it's been a while since I've talked about this particular subject on the channel. Also, we're playing some Bleach Brave Souls, simply because the game has an autoplay which allows me to talk to you guys and play the game. I just have gameplay running in the background without being too distracted. But let me go ahead and do all this stuff first for the intro. Yeah, it's been a while since I've talked about this particular subject, but I figured it's best to let you guys know what's going on, because it's just been a really long time since I've talked about it. So what exactly is going on? Well, the Power Rangers cosplay. I know some of you guys have been waiting for me to talk about it. Okay, that has to be a lie. Don't none of y'all care about what I got going on, but it was something I talked about, and I'm sure it was something I talked about, and I think it's time for y'all to get an update, because it's been far too long since I've last talked about this. But yeah, so I think the last time I talked about this, I was talking about how Legendary Props and Anarchy have essentially gone quiet on me, right? And that still remains true. I have not heard a single word from either. But you can add Henshin Cosplay USA to that list, as Henshin Cosplay USA has also gone quiet on me. I haven't heard anything from either of these people, despite the fact that I paid Henshin Cosplay USA in full. I gave him all the money he asked me for, which was $375. Yet nothing. Radio silence for months. And it's annoying, because he was active the entire time on his Facebook, and there were moments where I think like throughout 2020, he was like, hey, I'm not doing any updates, so don't ask for them. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna be just refreshing all the helmets that I have available to me, or that I offer, you know, with all the new files and things like that. He does kits and regular finished helmets, right? So he does this refresh showing all the new helmet files that he has, that he offers, and things of that nature. And the helmets that I paid, the helmet that I paid him for, the Hyperforce Blue, he didn't show those. So I wanted to know if he still offered them. So I messaged him and say, hey, do you still offer the Hyperforce Blue helmets? And I didn't get a response for a month. So then I sent him another message and said, okay, so I'm assuming you don't. Then he messages me essentially playing dumb, like he doesn't know exactly what I'm talking about. I got the message right here. Let me go ahead and read off exactly what he sent me. when I sent him a second message after his little automated message replied. He said, right, so I asked him, do you no longer offer any of the Hyperforce Ranger helmets? That would be unfortunate. That would be an unfortunate waste of $375 on my part if not. Then he sends me automate. Then of course his Facebook page sends me an automated message. And then after a month, I say, I'll take your month-long silence as a no on the helmet and yes on the money waste. That sucks for me, I guess. He sends me back under the name Joyce Vincent, correct? Let me remind you, this is Facebook Messenger. You can see the name of the person on Facebook who sent you a message. My name isn't Dead Silent Trent on Facebook. It's not. I have a Facebook page for gaming that I don't even use. That's not even under my name, under the name Dead Silent Trent. It is under DST, which is just taking Dead Silent Trent's initials and making it that. So, who the heck is Joyce Vincent, and why am I the first person? Why is Trent Friend the first person you think of when you see the name Joyce Vincent? I don't understand how you got that mixed up. And so I corrected him and said, no, I paid with Cash App. And I said my username on Cash App, and that I paid back in 2020. And he said, let me check on it. That was in March. So the next day, he didn't pay me back. The next day, I showed him proof of payment. Monthly, March 20th. I say, if you no longer offer the Hyperforce helmets, I haven't got a start order. Can I change the order? I would rather avoid a refund if possible. That was March 20th. We are March 30th. Well, March 29th. As of recording this, March 30th by the time this is uploaded. And I haven't gotten a reply since. I gave him proof of payment. I gave him all the information I possibly could give, and yet I got nothing. So as far as I'm concerned, Henshin Cosplay USA is useless. Unfortunately. Speaking of useless and nothing, let's talk about Legendary Props, because Legendary Props hasn't said anything since November of 2019. My helmet was supposed to be done February of 2020. Those who know this remember me talking about it. There was even somebody on YouTube who did an unboxing of a helmet they got from Henshin Cosplay that got their helmet before me, and I expressed that to him, and he gave me some advice. I said, hey, try contacting him on Facebook. You might have a better chance there. And I did that. Had never got a response. As a matter of fact, it wasn't like maybe a month or two after I sent that message, he deleted his Facebook page. Crazy. And so it's been what? It's been so long, about a year since that happened. So I decide, okay, I'm going to try to find him on the internet and see if there's another way to contact him. Found him on Facebook. Not Facebook, Twitter. I'm sorry. Found him on Twitter by his regular name. And I saw his tweets and I'm like, yeah, okay. But from what I can understand, he's shifted from making cosplay helmets to doing organizing conventions, but I don't see how that prevents you from letting people know, hey, I'm not doing this anymore, and then giving their money back. But then again, from what I've seen, and I'm being petty here, from what I've seen, I don't think you can afford to give people their money back. I think that was the, taking people's money and then running away. That was the only thing you can do to, make it through the day. If you're asking if I'm being petty, yes, I am. I deserve to be. I get to be petty. But I digress. I haven't heard anything from Legendary Props since 2019. I tried to get a refund. I got nothing. I tried to request a refund like I did with Anarchy, and we'll get to Anarchy in a minute, and got nothing. It's just been horrendous, and I don't know what to do at this point. I'm a bit upset because I'm not as upset as I am with Henshin cosplay, because with Henshin I paid $375. With Legendary Props I only paid $175. That doesn't sound any better, but still. But I just don't understand why I haven't heard anything from Legendary Props. It sucks. It's just all terrible. But there's not much that I can do about it. Because if he won't contact me, then what's the point? So with Henshin cosplay and Legendary Props, I've given up on both of those people. And now let's get to the nitty gritty. The probably the biggest offender for not just me but for a lot of people, Anarchy cosplay. So since I messaged Anarchy cosplay last, which was not too long ago recently, but the last time I heard anything from Anarchy, like legitimately, was if I pull up the messages here, the last time I heard anything from Anarchy cosplay legitimately was the day after my birthday, April 26, 2020. And I was paying for a new Lunar Wolf helmet since the one I got didn't fit, if you guys remember that video. That's all I heard from him since. So crazy. I'm just trying to get the right words to really collect my thoughts without going on a complete rant. So 2020 goes by, 2021 goes by. I keep messaging them about any updates. I messaged them about, hey, how much money do I owe you so that I can pay it off, when I had the money to pay it off. And it just kept going on with silence, even though he was posting on Instagram and Facebook, and he opened up an Etsy shop and all that other extra stuff that really didn't help my order at all. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do a tactic that I know will get their attention. I'm gonna request a refund. And that's what I do. I get seen on Facebook. So I decide, okay, since Facebook won't work, I'll just send you an email. And that worked. I sent them an email and they finally got back to me. Unfortunately for me, they told me they couldn't give me a refund. I'm like, cool. I actually didn't want a refund. I just wanted your attention so that I could ask you, how much money do I owe you for the helmets that I ordered from you? You know what they told me? That's right, nothing. The threat of a refund wasn't enough for them to give me the information that I wanted. And what are they doing? They're still posting about Etsy. They're still posting about sales they're having. They're still posting about random bullshit that doesn't fucking matter to me. And thus, I've completely given up on Anarchy cosplay. If my helmets get finished, they get finished. If not, hey, it doesn't matter, because I'm moving on. Now, if you notice, there's only one person I haven't talked about throughout all of this. There's one person I haven't talked about, and it's somebody who I have spoken on, and that's Kamen Rider Nimoy. Why? Why have I said nothing about Kamen Rider Nimoy? Doesn't he play a part in all this? He did make your SPD Shadow Ranger helmet, right? Yeah. Well, no, it was pre-made, but he sent me my helmet, right? Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? He's doing it again. As we speak, he is working on my helmet. I don't know if he's actually working on my helmet as we speak, but since my birthday, or the day after my birthday, because you know how time zones be for Nimoy, it's all good. But since, if I can pull it up, since Tuesday or Monday, nope, it was my birthday. Since my birthday, we have put the order down on my helmet for a new version, a bigger SPD Shadow Ranger helmet. I don't know when it's gonna get done. All that matters is I messaged Kamen Rider Nimoy letting him know that I'm ready to order a new helmet, which was the last time we spoke was July of 2020. He messaged me back. We exchanged pleasantries and all that stuff. We talked about the helmet, gave him all the information he needed, and gave him some extra information that I gave to somebody else who I'll get to in a minute, who needed extra information that I didn't know would be needed. So I sent Kamen Rider Nimoy that information too, because I figured, well, if I'm giving it to this person, might as well give it to the other. And helmet is being worked on. Now, who's the other person? The other person is probably the reason all of this has happened to me in the first place, and that is Wild Ranger 5. The reason I say that is because I contacted Wild Ranger 5 prior to contacting Anarchy Cosplay. He never hit me back, and so I was essentially forced to go to Anarchy because Wild Ranger 5 didn't answer me back. So finally got in contact with him 2 days after my birthday. I guess he has a lot of requests, so I put mine down, and I guess he didn't have the file for my order, but he can get the file for it, and he's gonna work on it. Apparently this is his favorite helmet. I don't know how many times he says that for business purposes, but either way, he's working on my Crimson Thunder Ninja Storm helmet. So he's taking Legendary Props' job. Now all I need to do is find somebody to take the Luna Wolf helmet from Anarchy, the White Dino Thunder helmet from Anarchy, and the Hyperforce helmet from Henshin Cosplay USA. And then I'll be set up to do what I need to do to finally get everything together. Or rather, I don't know, my brain fart. I'm sorry. What I meant to say, I do what I need to do to get the armor pieces and the gloves, so that I can, I can finally have all that stuff together, and my cosplay will be complete. So to go ahead and, I guess, recap and give a brief summary, Legendary Props, Henshin Cosplay USA, and Aniki Cosplay are not going to be doing the helmets that I ordered from them. Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're not doing them. I mean, as far as they're concerned, I paid them, so they're going to be doing them, but for me, it doesn't matter anymore. They've left a horrible taste in my mouth. I don't trust them to do the helmets that I asked them to do, and I'm moving on to different people. Kamen Rider Nimoy has done nothing really. Kamen Rider Nimoy is still somebody I recommend because he actually comes through for me. And I'm moving on to Wild Ranger 5, and I'm looking for some other people to do the other helmets that are missing. So yeah, no more Henshin Cosplay USA, no more Legendary Props, no more Aniki Cosplay. Moving on, getting new helmets. That's all there is to this video. Just moving on. So with that being said, that's what's up with the Power Rangers cosplay. I know it's been a long time. I should have updated you guys earlier, but I figured this is much better of an update because there's proper solutions being made. So I guess the next time we'll speak is I'll be telling you guys about either the Kamen Rider Nimoy helmet or the Wild Ranger 5 helmet. I hope the Wild Ranger 5 helmet, because that's the one I want the most. But if Kamen Rider Nimoy comes through with the helmet first, then hey, I'm all for it. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure you didn't get a lot of movement from Yvonne because it was kind of looking at the microphone and not at the camera, so that, I don't know what you call this VTuber program didn't really catch all my movements. I apologize for that, but yeah. So with all that being said, it has been your boy Desolate Trent, aka Trent, and your girl Yvonne. I know this video's long, and I hope you made it through. Either way it goes, if you didn't and you just skipped to the end, I hope you did, because it is what it is. I'd try not to make these videos too long, but they end up being too long because, again, I ramble and I pause a lot. But yeah, it's your boy Desolate Trent and your girl Yvonne, and we'll see you next time. Peace.